The rhythm of the swing never changes. Is it long enough? They're beginning to applaud, and quite rightly so. That is a simply magnificent shot from Colin Montgomery.
Laurie's the winner. Not a million miles away, is it?
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of season 8 Top Golf Scotland. Episode 2, Andy.
Good
You're back. Andy's back.
I've been here 50% of the time.
How are you? But before,
I'm good.
Oh, well, it's okay. I was going to say I should really introduce Peter and Donald as well. Hello, guys.
Hi. Good morning.
So where have you been? What have you been doing, Andy?
Just in general, or why I've not been on the pod?
Just everything.
What have I been doing? I have been teaching in custom fitting. Custom fitting's been busy. Been good for this time of year. It's been cold at times, but it's been good.
What's the hot product, Andy?
I knew you were going to ask me that before I came in, and it's been quite mixed across the board. TaylorMade drivers getting a good rep. I mean, Mizuno irons always do pretty well. I think Ping and Callaway will do well this year.
That's just all the brands.
Ping, Callaway, TaylorMade. Mizuno look quite good, I have to admit. Mizuno look quite good. Anything else?
Just Dunlop's no performing that.
No, the ones that we don't stock, I don't think they'll do well this year. So
Dunlop.
But and I've hit some balls. I've been hitting some balls. I've been really itching for a game of golf. So, but the last 3 times I've gone to play, the weather's been awful, to the point where I'm not playing.
And the injury is fine now.
No, it's that's a can of worms.
Why did you ask that, Pete? I just thought I thought we'd get out of the way.
That's a can of worms.
It's like when you get the Brussels sprouts and you play eat them first. Just get out of the way so then you can enjoy your meal.
Just to give you an update, because I know lots of people will be wanting to hear for months. So I got 2 cortisone injections in my hand that's been bad, and touch wood, it's been much better, but my other hand is now swelling up. But I got a letter through saying that it's been moved to urgent, so I've now got an appointment next week with rheumatology. Ooh. To find out, because my toes swelling up, my fingers are swelling up, my wrists are sore. So there's probably some underlying problem here.
I'm really hoping this isn't going to become like serious, you know.
But I reckon
I would hold back on your hopes there. That's not, you know.
But I reckon I could go and play golf right now, but I would regret it the day after. So I have been hitting balls. So I hit a few balls last night, but then this morning, like, my fingers are sore, my wrists are sore.
You're just starting. What age are you now?
God, I'm going to be 40 this year.
There you go. That's it. That's why.
Still in my 30s. But I'm itching to play golf. Like, I've got the bug. I really want to go and play golf.
Okay. Well, hopefully that goes okay, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about you now. I never.
Yeah, you guys have just been. You know, someone's going to be like, you've got 6 months left, and you boys are like, oh well, it's your fingers this, your fingers that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be serious.
It could be.
But I hope not, because as I say, I'm itching. And I'm going to play...
Could be the end of your competitive career, eh?
Well, I was just about to say, Donald, I'm going to play something this year. I'm going to play... I think it was about 8 years since I've played something competitive. Yeah. So I'm gonna play at least one competition this year.
That's great. That is a lot.
It's a first... It's a big step.
That sounds exactly like my plans.
when you're mentally scarred like me.
We're coming out the woodwork just to do one event.
I think it might be a bit different between you and me, though.
We'll miss the cut and we'll go, well, that was a good season.
Yeah, if you miss the cut, I don't mind missing the cut, but I don't want you to do well and me embarrass myself. As long as I break like 85, I'm happy. But
don't set the bar too high, Andy.
Yeah, it's just taking the pressure off, you know. But yeah, and I've really obviously missed being on the pod as well.
Of course, everybody knows you miss it a lot.
I listen to it when I'm not on it. I listened to it last week.
Yeah. So, what else? Is there any other news in the room?
Not really, no. I've started hitting a couple of balls as well. Haven't hit driver yet, right enough. I've just been playing the approach challenge. Yeah, it's addictive, isn't it? Yeah, it is quite addictive. But yeah, it's just still too cold for me, I'm afraid. Just it's like Andy's itching to get on the golf course. I'm itching to get some heat. not even thinking about the golf course at the moment, unfortunately. But hopefully it'll happen soon.
Yeah, well, what about you, Peter?
Nothing much. I've been practicing putting in the back room quite a lot. I've got all the old sort of weird putters that I've accrued over the years.
7 putters. I went in yesterday to put my clubs in the back room, and there's 7 putters sitting there.
Yeah, but they're all just different shapes and lies. And
Well, it'd be silly having 7 of the same putters, wouldn't it?
Well, I know, but yeah. So my big thing at the moment, I'll not bore you too much, but is how I line up. So I'm not the best at start lines and putting. I'm okay at the other 2, which is why I probably hold a few.
What's the other 2? What do you mean?
Well, I'm decent at green reading and decent at pace control.
All right.
So the third one would be start lines. This is how I see putting anyway. That's break it down to 3 simple parts. And I'm decent, goodish at the other 2, and then the third one, hit or miss. So I'm okay at putting. So then I was trying to work on my alignments and all that, and I don't see straight lines, so a ball doesn't work because it looks like it's pointing way. A line on the ball, sorry, a ball works. A line on the ball doesn't work because it looks like it's pointing way left, so that doesn't work for me. So using lines and putters doesn't really work. I used to think I used the face of the putter and kind of go 90 degrees. I don't do that. What I found out isn't earth shattering. It's kind of like when I line up to a 7-iron, I just line up to my target with my body, if that makes sense. No idea where the club face is technically pointing. I just line up and I smack away, and that's what I do when I putt as well. It's very much, I used to say it was my hand or my thumbs, but it's not. It's just my body. I line up my putter through my body, and then off I go. And it sounds really unprofessional, but that's basically what I do. And then if they're missing left, the body further to the right. I'm that type of guy. But so yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm working on ways to get my visuals better and my alignment a little bit more consistent, but. It's.
Do you think you could putt any better than you putt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Never miss a putt.
I said this to Donald the other day because I said, Peter's a really good putter, but see, like if we had, I think Morikawa is a crap putter. We'll come on to that in a minute. But if he played in our games, we'd think he was an amazing putter.
There's levels.
There is levels.
It just depends. So, I actually went for a putting lesson a couple of weeks ago. Cami through at Kingsfield just because it's free and it's where I work as well. So, but it was very good. And I line the putter up. So technically the putter's left, and then I open up as I hit every putt. Now that to me is not a bad thing because as long as it's consistent, opening up, it doesn't really matter. So lining me up like Tiger, it's the only time we put us in the same sentence. Tiger aimed up, I think it was 3 degrees to the right, didn't he, in every putt, and then so-called released it. So he pulled them back into the hole. So nobody's going to go to him and say, you need to sort that. You just need to find a way to put it in. As long as it's consistent in what you do, then try and get your alignment consistent.
I always thought with you, I remember when you were playing golf, I was still are. But I think you've probably less of it now, Donald. Like when he putts his head kind of tilts to the right, therefore his eye line is going right of the target, and I always thought, how the hell could you ever see a line doing that?
I know, but and you went for a putting lesson, and you were told these things, and you're saying you're working on your alignment. Now, are you doing the things that?
Well, it was more of a suggestions things that he was getting me to do. So, yeah, I took on board. I was mainly taking on board all the stuff that got off the sand putt lap. So in other words, my alignment, my start line, my how much do I rotate the club and all that. That's the stuff I was interested in the lesson as such. And yeah, I took it on board. It takes a while for things to sink in with me, Donald. You'll know that very well, right?
Honestly.
Yeah. So it needs to grow some roots before it gets to my brain. So sleep on it. Take your information. I'll say, nah, that's a pile of shite, and then I'll sleep on it and go, do you know what? There was some merit in what he was saying there. So that's where I am anyway. The other thing I've been listening to.
Can I ask you a question before we move on? Because I was speaking to my mum about this.
God.
About Pete.
Me and my mum have very interesting conversation. Yeah, we're talking about like eye dominance.
Uh-huh.
So, like, if you're right-handed golfer, do you think there's something, if somebody's left eye dominant, therefore the left eye is the closest to the target, versus right eye dominant, which is you kind of see because your nose is in the way. Yeah, there's something in this, Donald?
Specifically for putting?
That's why, obviously, there's a lot of talk about heads-up putting now, isn't it? So both eyes can see the target then. So yeah, there's got to be something in it.
Yeah, okay. I went to this a couple of years ago now. I took a student to this place in St Andrews, and they were doing all this. They had a device over her eyes that when she looked up and looked down, where she was exactly looking. So you use it for rugby players when they're kicking a ball to see exactly where they're actually staring at as they make the impact. So all these things are interesting, and I asked them the same question about the right eye dominant or left eye dominant. Does that? And they said no. straight off the bat, and I was like, oh, that really disappointed me, that answer. I was like, it's got to be something. But it's more to the point, they were more interested in when you look up that you totally tilt your head to look at the target rather than kind of like a wee sluggy look to the side, your eyes
But you got
going
to
to
keep
the
your
left
head
side
down.
of your eyeball.
Keep your head down.
No.
What if it's only a 3-foot putt?
Well, you would still you still want your eyes in the middle of your sockets.
The amount of times I say to people, stop just glancing at it.
Well, that's what I
Look
mean.
at your target.
Well, it's keeping your eyes in the middle of your sockets is what they're saying is important.
Name me another sport that you're not looking at your target. Basketball, you're throwing at darts. Imagine looking at your feet when you're throwing a dart. Well, that's in effect what you're doing when you're putting.
Yeah. Do you remember Faldo went through a stage of this? Was he watching the ground until he heard the ball drop?
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a strange thing for one of the best players in the world to have done. And then you have...
And you still hear people talking about that.
Yeah, but Faldo did it, so we can't argue.
Yeah, I bet you if you ask Valden now, he'll have changed his mind, and things move on. It's kind of like what I was going to say with these. Everyone's philosophies change. Tiger Woods famously used to say that he never had a landing spot in chipping. Now he talks about landing spots in chipping. And if we go into the golf coaches, which I'm not on social media very much, but when I do follow golf coaches just because that's my interest these days. I've no interest in what your kids are doing in that social media rubbish. So. And you've got a guy who's big in the short game at the moment, Joe Mail, who is massively into steep and angles of attack, and he used to be, and he's got videos of that, of him being shallow and using the bounce. So philosophy's changed, same as ball flight laws change, same as...
It's an opinion.
It is, and everyone says you don't reinvent the wheel, but the more technology comes in, the more we realise maybe our old philosophies are wrong.
Yeah, and the science of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but in the actual hitting the golf shot... Right, there's no right and wrong, regardless of what the science has proved.
And Faldo was probably right with his keeping his head down, because at the time he must have been
He was a
concentrating.
speaker.
It worked for him.
Correct.
He must have been trying to fix something else that he was thinking. I just need to... I can only control the controllables. That is what, the kind of thing that's going through his head. I don't know. This is an amazingly long chat, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing
I like
with golf, though, that it's all relative to the person you're teaching. Like, you could have two guys in a row and tell them the opposite information. I think now the good thing, in my opinion, like when I first turned pro and sort of, you were taught how to teach, it was sort of like, here's a model performer, everyone swings it this way. It's got to look like this. It's, the club's got to be in this position, where now it's a lot more ball flight. You're looking at what someone's ball flight's doing, and, someone's slicing, right, well, they're probably going to be doing this. It's more individual now, and I think that's a good thing in all sports.
It is. The only thing I'd say is so many different opinions and thoughts and tips that because of the internet these days, that your pupils tend to come in with all these sort of so-called correct ideas, which I wouldn't disagree with, but they're so confused now of what to actually do. So that comes back to what you're saying, it has to be right for them, but there's so many opinions out there, it's actually quite cluttering for the...
What has never changed is that there's only one thing makes connection with a golf ball, and that's the club face, and if you kind of control it, you're fucked.
Yep.
You've got to know where that is. Club face and club path, regardless of how you get there, if you can get these two right, you've got a chance of being able to play.
But it's a minefield for pupils these days, right? Because there's even people that are telling you wrong information online, or pretty rubbish, coachy sort of stuff that is just getting plastered all over the place. And it's hard, unless you understand it, to understand what is the relevant stuff and what's just somebody trying to get his name out there and
that business. Person has to stumble across the correct video for them and know that it's for them. That's the big problem. It's like, I do this wrong, and they look up a video and it's absolute nonsense for them.
Yeah.
So that could be great information for someone else.
There's no right and wrong. That's the be all and end all.
Yeah.
Do you know it's like if you get two people in together, I'll get joint lessons with adults, and I'm talking away to this one, and I'll immediately say, that's not for you, you stop listening.
Yeah.
This is for him, this is not for you, you're the exact opposite. Right? But when they're watching stuff online and stuff like that, they just think, oh well, that's for everybody.
Yeah.
Which it's not.
Yeah. And because I find like the human quite impressive in it all. So like quite often I'll do tests with the better players and say, right, I want you to give me a baby draw, in other words, between 0 and -2 in terms of face to path, and they'll be able to do it, and then between -2 and -4, and they'll be able to do it, and if the higher handicaps you give them between 4 degrees, whatever, and then open in the same thing, and I can do it, But I tell you what, at address, I cannot put that club 1 degree left. But at 80, 90 miles an hour, I can do it. So it's amazing that
You've always been a weirdo, Pete.
no, but you ever will be the same. Do you know that your club face? Would you be able to put your club face? That's what I'm saying about my putting. I don't really know, but as long as it's starting relatively okay, there's some very, very good golfers out there on tour that will be at address. The club face will be 7-6 degrees shut. It's been measured. So it's rare. They're normally pretty close to 1s and 2s, but you would imagine there's going to be a few, and that doesn't make them a bad golfer.
Think of the actual, if you're
It's all
wanting
about
to
impact.
hit a 7-iron and draw it 5 yards into, or 3 or 4 yards, just a little gentle draw into a pin, how exact that needs to be
Exactly.
in reality. It's incredible that you could do
You
it.
could do it, yeah, it is.
It is incredible.
Swinging the golf club like me, away up there about 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. At 70 miles an hour, those dizzy heights, you can feel, I left that maybe a couple of degrees open.
Oh, definitely can, yeah.
But I bet you couldn't put it down on the ground stationary and show me 2 degrees open to your target.
You're probably not far
I don't.
away.
At 170 yards, I don't think you could. But anyway, that's.
Donald just likes to argue.
I know he does. He's
It's
got that
really-
annoying face. He's
it's
got that
really
big
annoying.
moon puss looking at me again. But yeah,
If you pick your start line, Pete, you've got a better chance.
at the end of the day, it's all about impact, isn't it? All we're trying to do is get them into better impacts.
Okay.
So-
Okay. Should we move on before there is actually a film?
I kind of want to see one.
Let's have a little interlude while Donald and Peter are lying on the floor.
It's going to be a blackest
Who
white
do you
day.
think would?
Donald is the kind of guy that some days you come in and go, look, Peter's wearing black, isn't he, Donald? And you'd go, well, no, not really.
Dark grey.
It's very dark grey. I would say it's very dark grey. Well. Do you want to know about me?
If it's short, yeah.
Well, I play golf on Saturday on winter greens, which is just rubbish. But I was thinking about, I was lying in my bed last night thinking, what the hell am I going to talk about this podcast? And to be honest, you've filled it in nicely, Peter, so I don't need to, I don't need to go any further. But I was thinking, we were playing winter greens, and I remember playing winter greens in my youth when I used to play club stuff, and it could still be competitive. We played winter league games on winter greens, and it was okay. But like on Saturday, we were just sort of playing, and then those games where you go, "Oh, what's the score? Who's winning?"
Yeah, I hate those games.
Yeah, I'm not into these.
I need
games.
people to hate losing.
because there's still a competition in it. I mean, I could be competitive playing tiddlywinks or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, a game of pool where nobody really cares who's going to win.
Rather not play.
No, do you not think that?
I agree. Yeah.
But you get people that do this. They play, let's just have a game of pool, and then, lovely.
Go for a nice walk.
Yeah, you've got to play for something.
Oh, it's got to mean something for
Correct.
me. And there's too many. I don't understand people that can go out and play a game of golf, and just but because you've played with these people, and you get on the first tee and you realise they're not going to say anything. Who's playing with who? What are we playing for?
I know.
They're just going to play. We're just going to play.
Yeah.
And I think,
It's almost like they go for like the social side, isn't it? Like, why would you play golf to be social?
Yeah, golf's not a social sport. It's a sport.
I don't get it.
yeah.
I even don't like it when you throw up balls in the first tee to find out who you're playing with. I like to know, like, back in the pro shop, who to be nice to and who I'm already giving.
Yeah, it needs to be sorted. And we
Talking-
need to start getting
Trying to
excited.
put them off.
When have you done this nice bit?
Well, when we're playing partners, I'm quite nice. I like to know how you sort of put some early niggles into about the out of bounds down the left in the first and stuff.
But no, you definitely need a goal. You need, and yeah, you're right. You need a pre-excitement chat. Who's going to win? I'm going to beat you like a drum. That kind of stuff.
I think it is. So I do agree. I was walking past the bays last week, and one of my pals was in with a friend hitting balls, and they were like, "Do you want to play the a round on in the bays?" And I was like, "Not really." He's like, "Oh, it's a fiver." I was like, "Oh, okay." I don't think I've felt pressure on some of those shots for quite a while. It was so much more enjoyable.
It's more enjoyable. In fact, my wee son.
Michael's his name.
Michael.
Yeah, that's him.
Obviously not the
Really
favourite.
struggled there, eh?
So we come down and hit balls now and then, and sometimes I can't be bothered. I just want to hit my own balls and just go away. I don't want to. But he came down and he loved yesterday's practice more than any other practice. One, because he got a fit for a driver, so that was obviously he got it. But he spent an hour or two hitting balls with Peter playing games, and that was much more fun.
Yeah,
than
competitive
practicing, obviously.
He hit 150 balls before he came in for his fitting, and then he about fell asleep in his fitting, and then he went and hit another 150 balls with Pete.
But he wouldn't have hit that other 150 balls had Peter not been playing a game against him. So it's just competition is an ugly word nowadays apparently, but it's so important.
It's the only way I enjoy practice as well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
And
because
play.
you very seldomly get this. We talked about this a few weeks ago, but if you do happen to be practicing, there's when you make it competitive, because the amount of times 90% of your golfing practice is on your own, right? Or if you're serious at golf, you might go down a bit. So anytime you've got the opportunity to be competitive, I would say grasp it.
Yes, and you must always play for not that we don't encourage gambling, obviously, because that's bad.
Yeah, we do.
Well, but you must always play for money.
I paid. I paid tax on that tenner as well.
Yeah, it must always play for money because it's got to mean something. You got to
Play for something willing to lose.
You got to not want to lose a thing. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. But yeah. Okay.
But
what were you going to say?
So let's get on with it.
Okay, we'll go to the AT&T Pebble Beach, which is a pro-am still. Actually, I thought as a signature event.
We barely saw the amateurs,
It was
which is
good.
great.
Yeah.
They've been listening.
It was good, but it does mean that they're spread eagled over a couple of courses.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. There's a thought that Pebble Beach is becoming too,
Resorty.
I was going to say the game has passed by Pebble Beach because of the length of it, but at this time of year where there's no run and everything, it doesn't seem too bad.
Yeah, it probably plays easier when it's like that, though, doesn't it? When it's softer and it's not as tight.
Yeah.
And then there's no run out, so we've got to.
There's two or
we
three
can just bomb it, yeah.
massive fairways, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
But the greens are so obviously their greens are so small. It's the same as everyone's saying. The greens at Sanders are so big, but they are tiny there.
When you're watching it on telly, though, do you think, "Oh, that looks amazing, that Pebble Beach"? Do you think that when you watch it on telly, or does it just look like?
I think I know it sounds silly, but I think a lot depends on the weather. I think when you see the sun shining, it looks fantastic. I think when you see it blowing 30 mile an hour winds, it doesn't look as quite as enjoyable. But I think there's 4 or 5 holes that just look fantastic, but there's a few where I think, man, not so much. I was saying to Pete, I watched quite a lot of it this week, and I was sitting there on Thursday, and I must have been watching it for about an hour, and I'm like, God, there's a lot of holes I don't recognise. I don't remember this hole. I don't remember this hole.
South.
And obviously it was the wrong golf course. I was watching Rory, and I'm like, I don't remember this at all. Yeah. And then, I realised they were playing the wrong golf course. But, no, I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a bit strange where it seemed to be so many birdie runs, and then people just kept falling, sort of, like throwing in a triple and a double out of kind of nowhere. And it sort of seemed like I just couldn't figure out what kind of course it was. Was it a 30 under or was it a 10 under? Like, I kind of find it quite difficult to watch and figure out.
Rory certainly seemed to have one of these weeks, particularly at the weekend. Triple bogeys. What's that?
Yeah, I had a couple of double bogeys when I watched them for a period, and they were just down to obviously a couple of bad shots, but missing 2-3 putts as well from nowhere.
It was quite windy.
Frittery, Rory. I would class
They
him
don't
as.
put about 6 balls in the water or something with irons.
Yeah.
Or something ridiculous. But
No, I
He's
think
liking the water a bit this year, Rory, isn't he?
yeah.
it's the only time they lose a ball, really, isn't it?
Well, we'll go to Scheffler just because we may as well talk about Scheffler.
Yeah.
So he was 13, another slow start, 13 behind halfway through Friday. and then he was actually favourite to win with 3 holes to go. He went from, that's how, and it seems to happen
He
quite
backdoored
easily.
himself. We've said that about Rory a lot. He backdoored himself into that position, though, didn't he?
He did, yeah. But even in the
just
last round,
because he's amazing.
even the last round, he made but 2 or 3 bogeys. And he's still like.
Well,
And he said because he was chasing it.
I think it was better than a back door.
Well, he was leading
because he almost
half an
with
hour
that
ago.
eagle in the last, he put himself in that like, oh, Jesus, is that enough? With the wind picking up, that could make a play off here. I think he kind of all knew it, probably 1 or 2 shy, or 2 eventually, but he's very. he's so very, very good. And he did admit that he was pushing, and he doesn't often push. He normally just plays his percentages, and that's why he made a few bogeys coming in.
It's also why he made birdies, though, wasn't it?
Of course it is. Look, that happens. But it's very seldom he has to
3
push.
eagles in a round is just mental, isn't it?
He's unbelievable, isn't he? He's so good. Yeah, unbelievably good.
I know this is going to sound stupid, and I'm quite partial to this
Say
stupid
it,
comment now and again. There's times
I've never heard of Scheffler.
There's times where the last couple of weeks where I almost think, is this the start of his downfall? When he's had the bad round, I'm like, like
The bad third
he shot
set.
1 over or whatever it was a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, I think he's done. I don't think he'll win this year. And then like 24 hours later, I'm like, he's phenomenal. He's so good. I've never been so up and down. I still feel like he's just going to drop off a cliff. I just have that feeling.
Why?
I don't know. I've absolutely no idea why. Because again, it's like at the minute he's only playing golf over the 3 days and he's still competing. But I don't know. I struggle to see him as this Tiger-esque golfer. And he is.
But he's hitting Tiger-esque shots.
Of course he is. And I can't disagree with that whatsoever.
His shot into 18 was Tiger-esque. That was the kind of
he's
thing.
having those moments.
He's starting to produce those moments.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
His gap between him and Rory is Tiger-esque in terms of between Tiger and Phil and the rest of the field and all the rest. He's starting to open up massive
See
gaps.
a couple of times, like I can't remember what tournament it was, where Rory had eagled the last. There was one that he eagled and then he lost in the playoff as well. See, like pulling out that moment of brilliance. I can still see Rory doing that more than Scheffler, which is a ridiculous statement because Scheffler is doing it time and time again.
I think it's because Scheffler makes it look easy. I think it's like if that shot into the last, if Tiger had hit that shot, he'd be punching the air and he'd be like chest out and
wandered on, didn't he?
Electric looking. Whereas he kind of hits it and wanders on and then holds a putt. It's not what he's doing; it's how he looks doing it. It's just
demeanour.
that's all the difference.
I definitely think for me there's that element of it's not pretty on the eye. I never root for him, so there's part of me that's probably like I don't want him to be at that Tiger level.
Oh, I do.
I don't. There's only one Tiger.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't mind Rory being at that level.
I just like having a.
But Scheffler not.
I like having the stud there.
Yeah, dominator.
Dominator, yeah, that's
I
exactly.
mean, even your son Michael was saying that he doesn't really like watching Scheffler. He's like, he's just boring. It's fairways, greens, and always the putt. I'm like, well, that's kind of golf, Mike. But he's right. He doesn't do it in the swashbuckling way that McIlroy does it, or that. I was sort of saying, if you take Scheffler off the planet, we would be waxing lyrical about how good McIlroy is and how dominant he is and how strong he is off the tee and all these things. We'd be doing all that, and we'd kind of do that to a certain extent, obviously. But when Scheffler's in the equation, you just look at that and think, it's just not the same level, is it? It's cool watching McIlroy. I prefer to watch McIlroy.
Yeah,
well, I think so.
You're not going to see him hit, that tee shot at 17, almost hitting it in the water. Scheffler's not going to do that.
No. And he's just so very, very good.
He hits some shots that I think.
Everyone does.
His bad shots seem to just sort of be in play.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I think. Yeah, that's the difference.
Sorry, you go.
On you go.
I was just going to say, I think when I'm not cheering for someone and I'm watching them hit tee shots, I'm always kind of like, hit it wide, hit it wide, hit it wide. Like I do it with Pete all the time. I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, hit it wide. And it just seems to be a tracer so many times. And he's not short either.
I know he's
sneaky long. And it's just, you just watch a tracer all the time. It's like, oh, God, it's another fairway.
But he didn't win.
I know, but he's got the confidence to take the shots on, and you could put chicken and egg because he's got $1 billion in the bank, or just because his faith. You can do whatever it is. The obvious one for me this week, or the one that stood out to me, the whole thing, was Sam Burns coming down the last. That was a massive disappointment for me.
Tee.
Yeah, so Sam Burns doesn't. Has he won? I think he's 1 and 2, right? But he's not like, and he's up there in the game. He's got money in the bank, but you can tell it means he's trying not to lose it, isn't he?
And certainly wasn't trying to win it. He needed eagle.
An iron off the tee. I realise your Fleetwoods and that were hitting 3-woods. There's a certain element to that golf where
I don't think we appreciate how tough the tee shot was.
And you can go out of bounds right as well.
With a wind as well. I mean, it was howling seemingly.
I know. But you need eagle to.
Oh, of course you do, yeah.
I'm just saying, okay, so if he hits driver and it goes in the water there, is it the end of his life? Is it going to change his career that much?
Yeah, if you were his caddy, you would say, grow up here, Sam. Come on, hit that shot. Commit
I'm
to
on
this
10%
shot.
here.
And it's different if you were that, what is it, Bridgerman, was that his name, the guy up
Bridgman,
there?
yeah.
So it'd be different for him. If he hit an iron, I'd be like, yeah, do you know what, that's fine. You know, I'd let him off with it, because he's still building a career and making sure he's in these events, these educated events, what do you call them, signature events. But him, I just like, that really disappointed me.
He's not a rookie. He's been about for a few years.
But I always say, like, you know, I used to take on stupid shots when I played, but I could sleep at night. I couldn't sleep at night if I did what he did. That to me is just, ugh.
Yeah, well, that was poor. But that's you know, Caddy should have been saying, get your driver out. We need Eagle here.
You could say that, but if you're mentally, yeah, I get it. You can't put it on the well, you can.
Well, maybe he did.
Well, maybe he did. Yeah, exactly, Andy. We don't know that. But he was saying, come on, we need to make Eagle here. You need to commit, chase.
Yeah, no, well, that's what you hope the caddy would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's obviously just not that confident. It just shows you Scheffler's confidence is also up there with his abilities, which comes chicken and egg stuff. But it's just kind of that disappointed me.
It's interesting to hear Scheffler saying, you know, he made a few bogeys because he was chasing it.
Mm-hmm.
Be nice to see him chasing it for 4 rounds,
Doesn't need to.
You know, but that's obviously that's almost where Rory is. It's like Rory's hitting all these bad shots because he's chasing it all the time. It seems like.
Well,
you know.
the stats will show you that these days, that bogey aversion's better than, you know, if you make 2 bogeys, you got to make 3 to get yourself back under par. You just pop, and one.
But it's an amazing amount of the few bogeys that Scheffler makes. He birdies the next hole.
Yeah.
All the time.
Just mental. But as you say, Stuart, he didn't win.
And Morikawa won. Morikawa's, he's probably my least exciting golfer in the world. I don't know why, because he's nice and he's friendly. And
Well, he's had a problem with the media in the last wee while, hasn't he? The last couple of years.
I don't suppose I've paid attention to
Yeah,
that.
I've heard them saying that in another podcast. What's he done?
Oh, he just didn't. He did a McIlroy, but so he just didn't.
He went in half 1 week.
Went in half. Didn't speak to the media. He kind of got a bad rep as well, but he got a little bit tight, if you ask me. But anyway, so he fell out of love with a bit of it, and then he fell in love with the game a wee bit. I think a little bit. He went searching, changed coaches. I don't know what that's like, and went back. But he's back. I mean, he's a class act. Not a very good chipper, but it just shows you.
Chipper or putter.
I feel like the chipping's getting worse, though. I feel like there's a little bit of yipping going on there. You know, there's a couple of shots I've seen him hitting the last couple of weeks that don't look very fun.
No,
He's definitely.
It's a lot of speed through impact. It's kind of like that. Old Mark Loftus used to get that. Remember Lofty? He would just be like, "Oh, you could just hit a wee chip here." Nah, I'm in a flop shot.
I'm putting round this bunker.
Speed. We're going to the moon and down again. Just anything to create speed. He's a little bit that way. He's obviously not. He's a world class player, but he's a little bit that way.
No, he definitely is that way.
I know. And then I heard
More so now than last year.
Yeah.
I heard a commentator, someone of them, oh, it's the guys that bow it and they're not very good at chipping. I'm like, Dustin Johnson's a good chipper. I mean, this is good. But yes, he needs to get better. He doesn't. The thing is, chipping doesn't win you events. It just keeps you in the events, doesn't it?
Oh, it just keeps your momentum going, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's it.
How many
Because they're all good at it.
He's been a pro now for 8 years. How many events do you think he's won? Andy.
7.
One major and maybe
He's won
3.
2 majors.
He's won 2.
Oh, and I'll say another 3, so 5.
Well, you're right. I mean, okay, Andy, well, Donald.
7.
Yeah, 7 is right.
Oh.
I suppose in my head I'm thinking Morikawa, one of the best players, top 5 for so however many years, 2 majors, probably won 12 or 13 or 14. But no, 7.
How many? Did you
How
say
many
years
guys
he's
have won
played
more
it?
than that?
Sorry?
There's not that many guys won more than that, though.
No, I know. I just
When you think, what's Rory won? 29 or something, I think, in all the years that he's played
on the PGA Tour, yeah.
on the PGA. And again, he's obviously classed as one of the all time, yeah. Well, Scheffler's won 20 now, I think.
Yeah, well, I was looking at him versus Scheffler, so they're actually quite similar. He hits a lot. He's good approach to green, but where Scheffler shines is putting. He's miles better. Scheffler's a brilliant putter now.
Do you think Rory regrets telling him to go to a Spider?
Maybe.
I would think so.
Stupid
He's
idiot.
miles better at putting. He's miles better at chipping, and he hits the ball a little bit further. That's the 3. Everything else is quite similar in their games, but that's where the scoring is, isn't it? Driving, chipping, and putting. I mean, you can be as good an iron player as you want to be, but if you can't get the ball in the hole, you don't hit the ball a little bit further, you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he's...
I just don't find him exciting. Oh, Morikawa's on leaderboard. I don't know.
It was impressive him hitting that shot into the last after Bridgerman messing about for
20-minute wait.
Yeah, down the beach hitting it. Oh God, back to where we first crossed
That
the
was
hazard.
mental, wasn't it?
And then his ball moving on the green. It was a long. I think I was trying to get to my bed at the time. I'm like, come on.
And he hadn't won in 863 days or something. I think he 860 days or something. I think I read. I think he's had the most second top tens without winning or something like that.
One thing I didn't realise about the golf course, going back to that, was 17th, because it was so windy, I didn't realise how close the hazard really was. Because obviously trying to hold up, draws into that wind. And Morikawa obviously pulled his, but that's really close to the hazard. I didn't even realise how close that was, because normally it's flat cam. Well, it's not normally flat cam there, but it doesn't really become an issue. The bunker's the issue, but not left of the bunker.
Before we move on, how good a player do you think Ashke Bhatia? I mean, I know he had a bad weekend or a bad Sunday. Is he a top 5 in the world?
Not for me. I don't think so. He's going to be far, no far away though.
He's still very young.
Nah, his putting's rubbish, and he's using that big.
They got a wee bit of a hard time at the weekend for
Possibly anchoring.
Yeah.
He absolutely is.
I don't think he can be.
I was watching.
It didn't look like it
he
to me.
actually makes me not like him because I just think he's cheating.
But I think
He can't be. There's so many eyes on him.
It's
How can
harder.
he be?
It's harder in the wind with these big long jalopy
Yeah,
things.
and if your shirt's there, your hand's half an inch, you're going to be touching your shirt, but you're not anchoring.
do you know what? It's a ridiculous rule.
Of course it is.
I mean, Bernard Langer as well. I mean, how do you prove somebody's not anchoring? It's such a stupid rule. And I don't.
But the stupid part about the rule is, you anchored there. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise I'd done it. Oh, well, there's no penalty.
Yeah. But even I mean, what's the difference between holding it slightly, touching your skin and not touching your skin? It's like such a stupid thing.
It is.
And
It really is.
the only person that can police that is the player itself, which is, I suppose, that's golf. But it's just such.
If it was so much easier, everybody would do it.
Well, it's not to do with that. It's just to do with, they've made a rule. They should never have been allowed to be that grey. You know?
Yeah. A lot of great things. in
But
golf.
I don't think he's anchoring.
No, I don't think he is. I mean, I physically watched it a few times. Physically, I deliberately was
do it
staring
with your eyes,
at
Pete,
staring at his chest, and that hand was moving around. So it's not.
I know
stationary.
nobody can see it in real life because this is a podcast. Right? I'm anchoring now. Or am I not anchoring?
Yeah, but it's when you're moving the putter, you might see that the hand moving.
I'm anchoring now.
Oh my God! Shit! It's just.
You are actually. Can you see your jacket pushing it?
It's so
You're a
stupid.
cheat.
It's so stupid. Right, can we move on to Live Adelaide?
Yes.
We don't often talk about Live Golf, but this week's probably worth talking about. In Australia. Well, first thing to say is that looked like the biggest tournament in golf this week.
That's where I'd want to be playing there this week. That was phenomenal crowds.
Australia.
What were the crowds then when you're saying that? I didn't watch it.
It was 200,000 or something.
Big.
There was 40,000 there.
It looked like a major. It reminded
did.
me of Tiger come down when he won the Tour Championship.
It was exactly like that.
Yeah.
Or Mickelson when he won his major. They're all crowding down the last. I mean, it was
We're
unbelievable.
10, 15 deep
I actually
down the
thought.
sides.
Watching a little bit on Sunday, I actually thought the crowds at Pebble looked poor as well when I watched it. I don't know if they were, but it looked poor.
You know,
But
we're on Adelaide.
No, I know.
now.
I'm just saying. But I did think it looked poor watching Pebble the crowd. But
But no, the crowds were.
The crowds were phenomenal, and they're loud because the Australians are great at that.
Australia are starved of. I mean, we don't give them any golf. I mean, the European Tour go, we'll co-sanction in a couple of events, and that's kind of as good as it ever gets.
So that's why the event was so big then.
It's cute. That's all. Oh yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, there's people hanging up like climb up trees to get vantage points. It
I
was
mean,
proper.
I'm assuming that Anthony Kim, DeChambeau and Ram were in the last game playing the 18th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what, playing together?
yeah, they were in a 3-ball at the end. Don's just wondering whether they finished actually on the 18th or whether it was the
Yeah.
circus finishing on the 2nd and stuff. But no, it was a. I only watched the highlights. But it was.
But you talk about, last week's chat was, there's the player, can the players be a major? Brando Chambly got that going. But if there was to be another major, I know there never will be, but it would be best if it was in Australia.
Definitely.
It'd be cool.
I think so.
Yeah.
It'd certainly have to be out in America.
Australia would be the place for it. It just looks amazing.
Why were the three playing together if he shot 9 under or whatever it was?
Well, because the way it works in golf is the leaders, the last three are the leaders, and they play together. You play in reverse order, so.
What?
So DeChambeau, Ram, and this is a stupid question.
He shot 9 under. The other two didn't shoot really low scores.
That's why he won.
That's why he won.
He won by 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Ram shot 6
But the
under
three
or
were,
something.
the three of them weren't leading going into the last day.
Yes.
Of course they were.
Fair enough. I didn't think Ram and DeChambeau shot ridiculously
Do you
good
want us
scores.
to edit this out, Andy?
No.
Okay,
still say
so
what I
Anthony Kim. But is it the story of golf of the year, or I mean,
They were playing it
definitely story
when
of the year.
I watched the highlights. They were playing it up as if it was the biggest thing since Hogan's return or biggest thing since Tiger's recovery in sport. It's the biggest sporting recovery ever, and it's a lovely story. But it's Anthony Kim. It's not Hogan and it's not Tiger. So yeah, I don't see
and
it.
it's Liv that he's won.
but he did.
It is a phenomenal story.
It's a brilliant story, but he's beaten like 8 top golfers.
No, I have to.
It's a better field.
I have
than
to
that.
say that where he's been in his life, to coming back and to be teeing off against DeChambeau and John Ram, and then winning, and not only winning, he beat Ram by 8 and DeChambeau by 11 in that last round. I mean, he just had an unbelievable round of golf. But that was pretty cool. I mean, that is pretty hard to do.
Especially after what we said last year when he came back. You know, when he came back to live, and we're going, you know.
Well, we laughed after his first
How
couple
did
of
he get
events,
back
didn't we?
until
He
did he
qualified.
Qualified, yeah.
Yeah, but he couldn't shoot 75 when he first started.
I know, it shows he's. I mean, he was a very talented golfer when he was around the first time, but we never ever saw this happening again, did you?
Nobody did.
Not again. I think people forget how big he was as like sort of tipped when he first came on the scene. I think he won twice he won twice before he was 25, I think, and like he was. I remember he played against, was it Garcia in the Ryder Cup, I think, and kind of demolished him. And he was tipped to be huge. So it's not like again it's someone that I was an okay player. He was tipped to be pretty big.
Yeah,
Ryder Cup player.
it's
Well,
very
Ryder
easy
Cup
to
player.
forget, right? It's very easy to forget how good he was.
But it's interesting to think that. I wonder whether he would have been winning a tournament like this at this age had he stayed on the tour the whole time. You know, because that longevity. We talk about players with longevity. That's quite a long time between. I mean, that's 12 and a half years he didn't play golf for.
Yeah.
Huge, yeah.
And I don't think it was any golf. You know, it wasn't like some of these guys are like, I've not really played much. I don't think he really played any golf.
You can
It
tell.
was, yeah.
You can tell by the.
No, I think it was a brilliant story, but I still wouldn't put it in any league like the Tigers comeback. For me.
It'll be interesting to see how he carries on from here now.
He's he was punching the air and jumping around like he did when he was younger, isn't he? He is an exciting golfer to watch. John Ram and Bryson, though, they don't win enough. What? I mean, John Ram won the Ordre Merit last year without winning an event. He's won once or twice on Live in the year before, but like they never win. They should be winning every other week. And
Yeah,
that too.
they should be 5-6 wins a year each.
Yeah, but Ram's that's pretty disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And it's like, why does Scotty win a lot? Because he knows how to win. Why does Rory win a lot? He knows how to win. Ram forgotten how to win.
Well, aye.
Ram had over 10% win rate on the PGA Tour. And I don't think he would have that on Live Tour. I don't think he's hardly won, is he, since he's been there?
It's poor, and to stand up there in the last group and to shoot what did he shoot? Can't even see the number there. I'm getting blind. eight. So he was one under. But yeah, on a day when everybody else is shooting, I mean, DeChambeau shot 2 over. That's useless for the top two. The top 2 players.
Yeah, rubbish.
Yeah.
Absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Anyway, Auntie Kim got a big boost in the world ranking. He's up to 203 now. Do you think the Masters will look at that and go, well, we need to have him in?
No.
I will. Do you want a tenner on it? I'll give you. He's going to get an invite to the Masters.
Not
off
off
one
what
event.
he's done so far, no. And they don't like addicts. And
No. I'll have a tenner bet with you. He won't be at the Masters.
All right, I'll take that.
Was it drugs, alcohol, everything?
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
I think.
He's had a good time then.
He's enjoyed himself.
Took his money from his injury and just.
4 million from the weekend. Now you might not even be around at the Masters.
Yeah, no, he's in the Masters. I think he'll get in.
Did any of you ever think when he was getting sprayed? Well, you didn't see it, but he was getting sprayed with all these champagne bottles. Should you do that to an alcoholic?
In fact, sorry, I don't know this, but did the Open Championship not come out with some sort of exemption for one or two of the live players?
Yeah, I think they have actually, haven't they?
So Kim's second just now behind Ram.
Right, so I don't know whether the Masters have or not.
See, the Masters invited Joaquin Neiman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I could see this
But
guy.
I think Joaquin Neiman was arguably one of the best players in the world at that point.
Well, he was winning on live.
Well,
yeah, but I mean, he was constantly up, and he had done well in previous majors as well. I mean, you know, Anthony Kim's won one event.
I'm going to enjoy taking that tenner off you, Andy.
If you're the Masters today, so you got that guy Smiley, who everyone's or the live guys are saying he's possibly the next superstar. If you had the Masters and you had the invites that had to go out today,
Kim.
is it a Smiley or Kim?
Where did Smiley finish this week?
No idea. I don't.
He
watch
wasn't
live.
smiling.
He wasn't smiling.
That was rubbish. Right. Okay. That's really the week's roundup. This week is back to the Genesis, which historically is one of my favourite. You know, I've written down my league table. So we've got the Players, which isn't a major. Then I would say Riviera. And
You're talking about the 4 majors and now your next
Aye.
league table.
Players, then Riv, then I've got Memorial, and then things like Arizona. But yeah, Riv's up there with the 6th best tournament in golf.
And there's one hole you think about it, isn't it? Oh, there's
Yeah.
for me anyway. It's 10.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
that's good.
Is that because of history, Stuart? Remember, you used to all slag me off saying it's because of the history of the events and that. And you just went, oh, rubbish.
There's a
But
bit-
now that's all there is.
There's a bit of history. There's a bit of the 10th hole, and there's a bit
You know the golf course.
the tee off from top of the clubhouse or something. It's quite cool in the first.
Yeah.
Do you know who won it last year? No. Ludwig won it. What's happened to
He's
him?
been quiet.
I literally have a note on my phone to say that today. To say, where has he gone?
He's now 21st.
He's struggling, eh? Like, for quite a while, he's struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he looked as though he was going to be a top 3 player in the world.
Yes.
Right, yeah. I mean, I thought he was with the tip for number 1, wasn't
No,
he?
no, Cantley's just fallen off a cliff as well, hasn't he?
But I just didn't think that would happen with
It's
Ludwig.
February.
Ludwig was.
But even last year, I mean, he didn't really have a great season last year either.
Well, he won this, and then he just fell. So he was 4th in the world to having won this, and you just thought he's just going to go off and dominate.
Now he'll go off to live.
I was actually, so he's 4th. He's down to 21st. McIlroy came on the tour in 2008, and his worst end of year ranking has been 11.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's quite impressive. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
What's your point, caller?
Just he's not McIlroy.
No, of course it's not.
No.
Nope.
With the European Tours DP World, that's the name of the European Tour.
Kenya.
Kenya.
The magical. Is it the magical?
It's
Kenyan Open?
Magical Kenyan Open. We used to always get it wrong. And we're like, oh, well, we're not talking about the magical one this week because it's not been on. But yeah, no, it's Magical Kenyan Open.
Okay.
I had one other tiny wee thing written down. What's his name? Fleetwood hasn't got a clothing brand, so he's just buying stuff from the Pebble Beach
He's
Pro
wearing
Shop.
guy baggy breeks. He
It's
looks
funny,
like
eh?
Jason Day, doesn't he?
Aye. That was quite funny. Like, how would you not just sign to someone?
I actually thought he did have a sponsor, but because why is he wearing these baggy breeks?
Well, he literally had all the Pebble Beach logo on it as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Thought it was a bit
Maybe.
strange.
Maybe the pro there just likes baggy breeks. Maybe.
Maybe.
That's why.
Oh, that was quite funny though. Like, why would you just not sign someone and get some free clothes and some money?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who he is going to sign with.
He must be holding off for something good, I reckon.
But would you not think he would still be able to wear clothes before he got there, rather than have to go to the pro shop and buy stuff?
He'd wear clothes before he got there.
Well, no, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's
Like,
literally
was it
in the
naked?
pro shop buying clothes before he goes out for his round.
No, I don't think he's. I think he'll have some clothes with him, yeah, but.
No, he
yeah,
went
but-
into the pro shop, bought clothes, and went out in the tee.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. Maybe he's
Well, they didn't have his size. What was he going to do there?
Well, of course they're going to have his size. Yeah, it's probably just proving the point. It's like when players wear things that say no sponsor. or sponsor available on them. He's just, you know, we're talking about it.
Yeah. So millions are going to know about it.
It's worked.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought it was quite strange, but whatever. I still can't figure out why these three were playing together going down in the last round. Though. I'm going to go and look at that. He shot 9 under. He shot 1 over, 2 over, 1 over, whatever. And how were they playing with each
He was
other?
obviously sitting third.
But you know,
Andy.
you know the tee off before the 4th round. So like, it's how they're doing after 3 rounds.
Can't believe we're still talking about this. Everyone else has already switched off.
Half an hour ago.
Okay. Well, thank you. It's great to have you back, Andy, and your insightful. We'll see you all
See you in a month.
next
Cheers.
week.
Bye.